Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good night, everybody. My name is Andika Baran Ainul Takil. Tonight, I want to talk about article that I want to talk to you all under the title Clinical Efficacy of Probiotics for Allergic Rhinitis, Result of an Exploratory Randomized Control Trial. To begin, I like to outline what I'll be covering. First, I will briefly explain what the Consort 20 and 10 checklist is and why it is important in clinical research. Second, I will go through the main items of the checklist and show how each one is addressed or not addressed in the article. And finally, I will share some critical reflection and close with a brief summary. Please feel free to note down any question you may have. I will be happy to take them at the end. So, what is CONSORT? CONSORT stands for Consolidated Standard of Reporting Trials. It is an evidence-based set of recommendations for reporting randomized control trials or RCTS. The goal is the improved transparency, completeness, and clarity which are essential for the validity and reproducibility of clinical research. The 20 and 10 version includes a 25-item checklist covering everything from the title and abstract to trial outcomes, interpretation, and funding. Okay, you may be wondering is this checklist important? Well, poorly reported trials can mislead readers. Was research and even what question risks. Consult help ensure that researchers provide enough detail for readers to understand how a trial was conducted and to judge its reliability. In this presentation, I will apply this checklist to critically appraise the probiotic trial from nutrients. Okay, when body identification of construct item, let's now move on to the main part of the presentation. I will go through each section of the consort checklist and discuss how the article fulfills or does not fulfill its requirement. Okay, let's start with the title and abstract. Item 1A, the title clearly identifies the study as a randomized controlled trial. Item 1B, the abstract is structured and includes detail on the trial design, methods, result, and conclusion. So in this section, the article performs well. Item 2A, we move on the introduction. Item 2A, the scientific background and rationale are well explained. The author highlights how gut microbiota affects immune regulation and why probiotics might help allergic rhinitis. Item 2B, the objective is clearly stated to evaluate the effect of selected probiotic strains for the treatment of allergic rhinitis. So far, the paper continues to meet expectation. Uh, we're going to item 3A. The trial is described as a randomized double-blind placebo-controlled parallel group study. Item 3B, there is no mention of change to methods after the trial started, so this part is unclear. Item 4A, the inclusion and exclusion criteria are listed in supplementary table S1. Item 4B, the trial setting is reported it was conducted at Saint Anna University Hospital in Italy. Yeah. Yeah, there. Uh, we're going to item 5. The intervention are clearly described, including the dosage and bacterial strengths used. Item 6A, the primary and secondary outcomes are defined, including symptom scores and microbiota analysis. Item 6B, there is no information on any change to outcomes after the trial began. Item 7A, the author justify the sample size using standard margin of error and confidence level. Item 7B, no interim analysis or stopping rule is described. Item 4A and no, no, item 8A and 8B, the method of random sequence generation is not explained in detail. Item 9, allocation concealment is not discussed. Item 10, it's unclear who generated the sequence and assigned a participant. As you can see, this is one of the weaker section of the report. We're going to 11A, item 11A. The study is double-blind, both participant and providers were blinded. Item 11B, the placebo and probiotic capsules were identical in appearance. Item 12A, statistical methods are described, including student test and LEFSA analysis. Item 12B, subgroup analysis are performed for gut microbiota compositions. We're going to item 13A. Participant flow is illustrated in figure. Item 13B, loss and exclusion are explained to subject drop out from the probiotic group. Item 14A, recruitment dates are mentioned, March to July 20 and 22. Item 14B, there is no explanation of why the trial end or stop. Item 15, uh, a baseline table is provided. Item 16, the number analyzed in each group is reported clearly. Item 70A, outcomes are presented in detail, including statistical significance. Item 70B, 17B, absolute and relative effect size are not reported for binary outcomes. Thus, this may not be applicable. We're going to item 19. No adverse event or harms are reported. This is a limitation. And then we're going to item 20. Limitation are not acknowledged, including small sample size and short follow-up. Item 21. Generalizability is discussed briefly. Item 22. The interpretation of result is balanced, considering both benefits and limitation. Item 23, the trial is registered. Item 24, protocol access is mentioned via supplementary files. Item 25, the funding source is state and conflict of interest is declared transparently. The conclusion, yeah, to summarize this article addresses most of the consort checklist item, particularly in the intervention and result section. However, it falls short in describe and in the randomization process, allocation concealment, and adverse events. Overall, the article demonstrates a moderate to high level of reporting quality, but could be improved with more transparency in the method section. Thank you very much for your attention. That's bring me to the end of my presentation and be happy to answer any question you may have. But I think nobody take any question. Uh, and then this is my presentation. Thanks for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.